feel judged, Chloe. Are you judging me? Can you tell that I have salami and cheese?
It always smells it on you.
Is that what it is? But I'm trying to do keto. You got peanut butter. I didn't get peanut butter. Really? Don't yell at me. Okay, guys. So we got a ton of stuff we got to get to do today. We've been trying to beat this weather, and as you can see, we haven't. Today is actually about 35 degrees, and there's basically no wind down low. There's a little bit of breeze up high. So one of the biggest things that we have to get done is getting the water tank covered. So that's what we're doing today. So here's the problem that we have. When we unloaded the OSB the other day, we put it on top of the 2x4s that we now need to use. This OSB does need to get over to the water container, so we're gonna load it in the truck. We're gonna drive the truck around, back it up, and unload it because that'll be physically the easiest for us. And then we have access to the 2x4s that are underneath the OSB so that we can start working on adding them to the frame that we have over the water containers. And then we can add the OSB onto them. So it's kind of always something, and if you plan ahead better than I do, then you wouldn't have this problem. But let's get to loading the truck. Okay, so now that we've gotten that stuff moved, which will end up being for the walls, and some of that is for the floor, the 1 inch thick is for the floor, and the 1/2 inch is for the walls. We got to clear that area of all the snow and then put the OSB on top. Okay guys, so since we got all that stuff moved, what we're going to do next is grab some of the 2x4s, and here's what happened. I don't know if we addressed this before or not, but the 2x4s that we cut on the sawmill earlier this year, and somebody had recommended, actually multiple people had said, to make sure that you stack those in the shade. So put your spacers in between them, but make sure 100% that they're in the shade. And I'd been hearing this all year long, actually this last year, and I had not been doing that, and I had no real problem with my lumber drying or overcracking or any of those things, because we just set them out in the sun. We have a good breeze over there, and as soon as it was as dry as we wanted them to be, we would tarp it, and I had no problems. But this year I decided, because I don't know a lot of things and I am definitely learning, that I would take the advice of the hundreds of people that had said to put them in the shade, to let them dry in the shade. They dry slower and they dry better, and you have a better piece of lumber. So we did that. And what happened was everything molded, and like a lot of mold, not just a tiny bit of mold. And we earlier tried to bleach those, and the wood is now stained. And yes, some of them got bleached, but it was a production to do. Because again, we don't have a lot of things up here because we are off grid. And so it was not something for us to be able to bleach the 80 pieces of lumber that we had to do our framing inside. And then there was also that thought process of how is that going to affect inside the shipping container with the mold. So we have decided to use that lumber for this outside project, which is covering these water tanks. And we went and purchased lumber. And that lumber, I think we ended up getting 50 pieces of 2x3s because those were the cheapest. They were $3.18 a piece, and we ended up getting, I think, about 50 of those. So that, putting my lumber in the shade, as was highly recommended by multiple people, ended up costing me about $150. Well, not me, Kim, because she bought it. So if you see somebody stacking their lumber in a place that you don't think it should be, there's possibly a reason that they're doing that. I will never stack lumber in the shade again, because this was actually before we weren't super hot and we weren't super cold. So it really should not have molded. But because of where we live and the massive amounts of shade, there is a breeze that does get back here, but it wasn't enough, and everything molded. So the lumber that you're going to see us using has mold on it. Most of it is not going to be treated. We're just going to get it and use it. The only other way I would think to treat it would be to burn all of it, and we just don't have time for that. So if you know of something that is not super expensive, not super time consuming, does not require a huge amount of water, and is fairly simple to do with not a large amount of chemicals, please comment below. Let me know if you have a way to fix the mold. We'd appreciate it, because I could actually use that lumber for something else. You see what I mean? Basically, it looks like we just milled a bunch of firewood, because whatever can't be used on this outside thing is probably going to have to be burned. So much for taking advice.
What are you doing?
I'm getting dry firewood, because everything under the shipping container in the RV is going to be really dry.
Okay, flip around, go to left step, left step, left step, left step, left step, stop, stay, the outside of the door. And spin. No. Shoot. That was right. Your side comes down and in. My side goes up. We're most of the way there. We have a door. Oh, what do you got in the hat?
I got lots of chocolate.
Let me see the hat. Bring the hat over here. There's a whole bunch of candy in there. I think I want some of the candy.
Thank you, Danielle.
You silly.
Now you try.
No.
Trying to figure out how to take the propane off. And before I do it, I have to ask for instruction because I don't want to blow us up.
Yeah, that would be bad. That would be bad. So why are we doing this?
There's a big storm coming in. We just heard that we may be stuck for a couple days with this lots of wind and 10 inches of snow. So we've stopped our building, what we're doing today, and I'm going to run and get gas and propane and snacks because, we don't want to starve to death over 2 days.
Because she lives with me and I need snacks.
So I'm going to run and do that while these girls continue on with what they're doing. So
It's all about the divide and conquer here.
and the being adaptable. Really.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, adapt to the day and what's happening.
Yeah. So we have got to get at the minimum the roof on this cover over the water tanks today.
So the animals
Snow
can have
starts
water.
in 2 hours. Ready, break.
Go.
That spider has no idea what just happened to him. It all of a sudden got really cold.
waves in a stream. The ocean called for you and me. Still, I'm in this game, but without my closest friend. Fear, it's leaving now. I waited here, but nothing came. So I close my eyes, 'cause you reflect in everything.
Okay, so what are we getting ready to do?
Walk up that hill again.
So the storm has come in and it kind of started dumping on us. So we decided to bring the truck down to the bottom of our hill so that we won't get trapped on the property. So it's a real thing. It happens. It doesn't happen a lot. At least it didn't last year. I don't know what's going to happen this year. So now we get to walk up that wonderful driveway that we have.
How many miles do you think that is?
Oh, it's 1,200 feet, but it is definitely steep.
The whole, from here to your RV, how far do you think that?
Oh, no, that's probably... So I know this driveway, I think, is 700 feet. My driveway that we put in was 1,200 feet. So 7 and 1,200 is 1,900. And then I think I'm about 500 feet from the edge of my property
It's a bit of a walk, I'm just saying. And that's just our property line, but then it's a little bit of a trek to the RV.
No, I think it's about 500 feet from the RV to the property line.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
So,
it's
but
a
it's
bit of a walk.
at a slope like this. Can you see that? That's how the slope is. So
It's like a dab.
we'll stop and maybe show you the scenery.